This is episode number 28, Weight Loss Case Study. Dede, Isgri. Get back up when you fall down. Welcome everybody to another episode here in Body and Mind Transformation by Custom Body Fitness. Today we have a special guest, Dede Isgri. She's special because she has a wonderful heart. She cares about other people and animals. I remember I used to have a non-profit. I used to run campaigns to collect money to help people, to help dogs that they had problems, they need surgery, they had some life-threatening issues, and we pay for their veterinarian bills. And also the funds that we used to collect, I transfer those to other non-profit company that are helping a lot of animals. Anyway, she was one of the persons that used to give us she used to cut big checks for us. She didn't wonder what we were doing with the money. She trusts us because she really cared about people. She really cared about animals, and she really cared about her family. You will listen to her conversation, but she also has a lot of struggles. She disclosure part of her life and struggles here in this conversation. And also she had other struggles that she didn't disclosure, and I'm not here to do that. I'm here just to let you know that Dede has gone to a lot of difficult times, and she is fighting mentally and physically to overcome all these difficulties. So I give extra credit to Dede for achieving her goals, her weight loss goals, because not only she has this internal fight with herself when she exercises, but also another area of her life that she needs to overcome a lot of problems, and she stays positive. She stays going, and you're gonna find out how she's doing it, because she's gonna give you some tips in this episode. Now, keep this in mind. You're not the only one who has problems, and Dede is one of the person who has a lot of problems, and she managed to lose the weight and continue with her training. So without further introductions, let's listen to Dede's interview. At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family, because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. Welcome everybody to another great video of Custom Body Fitness. Today we have an amazing member, Dede Isgri. She has seen great results, and I want her to share some of the things in her story, her story more than anything, and the things that she's doing to get results. So I would love to introduce my friend Dede. Dede, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting us do this.
Yes.
And helping people to get motivated. I would like to know about, more than anything, I would like to know how everything started. Why you decide to come? What happened through your head and you say, I need to change?
I was extremely depressed, and I went and saw a friend of mine who was a member up here, and I was telling her how depressed I was and how disgusted I was with my body, because I gained a lot of weight and I wasn't doing anything about getting it off. And so she said, why don't you come and just try CBF for one session, and I was real hesitant and afraid to go, but she really convinced me to go, and so I came, and it was, it was really hard the first day, but it was, everybody was real welcoming, and that's how I got started. I hated my body. I just was disgusted. I was like at the bottom of the pit. That's how I would describe it.
So you decided to give it a try to see if it worked for you.
Yes.
See if it can change your life.
To see if I could do it, because the walking I was doing wasn't doing anything at all. Nothing, except for maybe helping me a little bit in the head, but I wasn't getting any results, and I was walking like, approximately like 3 miles a day, but it still just wasn't changing my body at all.
So now let's talk about the things that you're doing. Let's talk a little bit about your eating. Tell me about the things that you used to eat and the things that now you eat in this help that is giving you results.
Well, what I'm definitely doing, and it took me, like I said before, it took me a while to evolve into good eating habits, because I was resistant at first, because I thought by restricting what I was eating that was going to help me, and that wasn't helping at all, because I was eating all the wrong foods. So I said I got a lot out of listening to people in class, having their discussions on how they were eating cleaner and what types of things they were eating. And I got help with another member told me, oh, I drank these green smoothies, and so I started drinking the green smoothies. It was kind of my first edge getting into this. And then it evolved into cooking, because the things I was cooking with were out of cans and things like that. It wasn't organic. Yeah, it was processed foods. It wasn't organic. So I started saying, okay, well, I'm going to go shopping at Whole Foods and, really pick out some nice vegetables, and started thinking about bringing more vegetables into my meals. I was eating a lot of salads, but not necessarily side dishes with vegetables. Mm-hmm. And the more I got into it, the more I started feeling better, and my body felt better. And so then I started eating, I started incorporating more vegetables into meals, to where some of my meals are just vegetables now. And before it used to be pretty heavy into meat. And so now I brought more chicken in, and my family might eat something different than me at night. And so that has definitely changed my pattern, because I used to eat everything that they would eat. So if I was making pasta, I'd eat pasta and things like that. So I've learned that I have to make separate meals for myself. And that works. It works for them, it works for me. And now it's not work. It used to be work. It used to be something that I think, okay, you're going to be good today and you're going to stick with this. Now it's just like an everyday thing. You don't really even have to think about it.
So we can say that you used to, like you said, you used to eat a lot of processed foods and meat,
and
you
pasta.
and you actually cut your intake thinking that you're gonna lose weight.
Right.
And right now you're eating probably the same or more, but you're eating a lot of veggies.
Yeah.
Cut your meats and not processed foods.
Yes.
Perfect. Good job.
Yeah.
So now let's talk a little bit about exercising. What are you doing? You already mentioned that you used to walk. Mm-hmm. And now you're doing the sessions. Tell me a little bit about it. Tell me the differences.
Then
in exercising.
In exercising.
You walking and what you're doing now.
Well, with the walking, I'm able to run a little bit, and before I couldn't run at all. So now I can do like little bursts of running, and then I walk, and then little bursts of running, and I walk. I don't want to get back to the all running thing. That was my passion for probably 20, 25 years. I ran every day, and that was just my life. I just so enjoyed running. And then I injured my foot, and running was out. It was either get surgery on my foot or stop running. So instead of doing the wise thing and like going into something else, I went into a funk where I just didn't want to do anything. So now I still have some mornings where you get up and you're like, oh, it's snowing out. I don't know what. Yeah, it's too cold, And I have an occasional day that I'll skip. But for the most part, it's just easy. If you just get up and do it in the morning, get it done. Just get it done, and then the rest of the day is like the hard part's behind me. And also it's, of course, the exercise makes you feel better in your head, so it gets you ready for the day.
Let's talk about your mindset.
Okay.
I think the mindset is everything. Mm-hmm. I think if you don't set your mind to do things simply, even though if you have the best program, it's not going to happen. You have to set your mind. And one of the things that I notice is people who get results and people who push and actually get out of the comfort zone, sometimes I have to help them a little bit, but honestly, they're strong-minded. What do you tell yourself when you're exercising? When I come over and I tell you, you're going to lift heavy weights, don't miss your sessions, and I'm straightforward with the things that you probably don't want to hear, and you come and exercise and you know it's going to be difficult. What do you tell yourself?
Well, I have to like even when we're sitting on the ball today, I have to sit there before I'm gonna do the lift and say, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. Remember how you started off, you can do it. So it does have to be a pep talk in my head to get me motivated, definitely, because there is some fear there. There's a fear when you have those weights over your head that, oh my God, what if I drop them? And can I hold on, and can I push it up? So it's so much mindset, because I think your brain can really psych you out and tell you, if you're in the wrong mindset, like for instance, when I'm doing those jumps up onto the risers, some days I come in and my mind is just blocking me from jumping up. And it's the weirdest thing. Like, I'll do it on Monday, I'll do it on Wednesday, and then I came in on a Friday and I couldn't jump. And I'm like, what the heck? So I tried like stepping up on the riser and then jumping down and then trying to jump back up, and that kind of worked. But I have some days where I do feel like there's a block there. And maybe it's something that before you came into the gym was happening, like maybe you got in an argument with somebody, or so that's kind of in your head. And so it's so important to like clear my head of everything. So you usually talk to yourself out of the bad things. Yes. And start telling you things I have to do it in my head. I mean, there's so much going on in my head when I'm working out. So but there's definitely a lot of coaching going on. And then when I'm feeling frustrated, it just seems like other people will go, like Alyssa was standing next to me that day, I couldn't jump, and she's like, you can do this, you can do this. So sometimes it helps when you have someone else helping you when you're having that mind block day, telling you that you can do this, because they've seen you do it 2 days before. So, I don't know, so much of it's a mindset. So much.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for that information. It's amazing to hear people how they have those struggles and those fights, because we all do. Some of us give up, some of us just fight, and that's when I look at people and see, like, I know that person has an internal fight. I'm gonna see if I can help that person overcome that internal fight. But again, it's your fight, and you do pretty good, Dede. Good job.
Yeah, it's a gradual thing, You have to tell yourself that you can do it. You have to do that. I don't know how anybody else gets through it otherwise,
Yeah, you're right. It's correct. Your mindset. That's it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the last thing. Anything that you recommend people for them to start a weight loss program, or somebody who already started to keep going? What would be your motivational tips?
A few, but I'd say the one thing is to stay positive and to not expect, I think a lot of us go into the working out thing thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get this perfect body, and it just takes such a long time. And be patient with yourself. That's the most important thing. Be patient with yourself. And then pat yourself on the back when you get that one result that you really wanted to do the jumping lunges or whatever your goal was. Just make that your goal, and tell yourself you can do it. And I think you just got to be patient. Just the most important thing to me is being patient, because I'm a real impatient person. I want results right away, and they didn't come right away. It was slow and gradual. And even people that are in my life and know me didn't notice that I was losing weight. You know, it wasn't until like just recently that people have made comments, and it's like, really? Because I've spent a year losing 27 pounds. I mean, it's been a gradual weight loss and fat loss and body transformation. The most important thing is be patient.
I think we all have to remember that, right? We want everything right away.
You want it right away, and you're not going to get it, you know, not unless you work hard. And get back up when you fall down. You know, get back up and get back on that horse, because you will have times where you get an injury or an illness, and you just got to, because I think sometimes when that happens, you're just like, you don't want to go back, because you're like, oh, it's going to be so hard when I go back, I'll just take one more day, just to be certain that I'm going to be okay. And it's really an excuse, because you know you can go back. And I think it's just so important to get back up on the horse. And then once you do, it's going to be hard, you know, for those first few workouts, getting back in it, but then you're just like fine. And you're almost like stronger when you come back from having a setback. You get stronger.
Yes.
And then that motivates you to go, oh, okay, I want to keep going. Because seriously, you know, like a few weeks ago, I was thinking when I was had my illness and I was in the hospital and everything, I was like, maybe I won't do this anymore. You know, maybe I'm pushing my body too hard, or maybe, you know. And then I was like, oh my God. The minute I got back into the saddle, I was like, how could you have given this up? Because it's the one thing that makes you happy. You know, it's the one thing that you get up and you go, I'm going to go do this, and then I feel good for the rest of the day. When I don't work out and I don't get out of bed to take that walk, it's not such a good day.
Yeah, you want to.
And I'm grumpier. You know, like I fight with people more, and it's just not a good thing.
You want to start your day right.
Right. And it's also the other thing that it does for you is it gives you so much more energy. Because when I compare myself to a year ago, I'm a big gardener, and I used to, you know, I've always worked in the garden, but now I can work out in the garden for like 3 or 4 hours, and it's like nothing. Whereas before, when I'd work in the garden for like 2 hours, I would be like, oh, I'm so sore, blah, blah, blah. So it gives you lots of energy and all the things that you're going to do in your day too.
Yeah, you become younger.
Yes.
You have more energy, and you're not sore because you can do more.
And you can do things with your family more. Like on our vacation, I went on every outing with my kids. The year before, I broke my arm, and I was like not going on the hikes, not doing stuff. Boy, this vacation was like we did something every single day, and it was so much more fun. You know, than sitting there by the pool.
You enjoy life better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And you don't feel like such a slug sitting by the pool. Like, yeah, it's great to look at the ocean and do all that, but it's so much more fun being on your feet and hiking and going through the jungles and, you know, stuff like that. And I just feel like it just opened up my life at an age where I felt like I was kind of shutting down, because I turned 60 this year, and it was, you know, it's a big year. But instead of feeling bad about it, I can say, we'll compare it to when you were 59, okay? So things are looking up for 60. Better. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Dede. I really appreciate that you telling us this story. If you notice, everybody, Dede has come a long way, and she had a broken arm, she was depressed, she was overweight, and she was desperate to get results. And like you said, it was not easy to get results, and it was frustrating, but that's what I admire about Dede. She's still sticking up to our program, which is not something easy. She pushes, and she actually gets better results. Like today, she was chest pressing 30s for the first time. That's amazing. We can all learn from her to have a better life. Dede, I really appreciate it. Thank you for the interview and the tips and motivating people.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. Yeah.
We did it.
So everybody, we'll see you next time, and thank you for following us. I think this was a very motivating interview. So I recommend you follow these steps. We're gonna summarize everything to make it easier for you so you can follow the steps. First, She put more veggies in her diet. Think about that. If you're gonna make a big change on your eating, incorporate a lot of veggies. Second point, do you exercise in the morning? Don't wait until the evening. Things get in the middle, and exercise is not something easy. It gets difficult, so get it over with in the morning. You get difficult things out of the way, and then you have the rest of the day, so you don't have the struggle of missing your sessions. Third point, it is important to clear your head of everything. Like I said, Dede has a lot of problems, and she clears her head every single time she enters into the session to perform, to give her best in that session and get the best results. So I recommend you leave your problems behind, just like Cynthia said in our past interview. Your problems should be behind, or wherever you have those problems. Come to the gym, come to the session, clear up your mind, and get into it and get it out of the way. It's just like Cynthia said in our past interview. So you got the same tip in this interview. The next one is be patient with yourself. Like Dede mentioned, you're not gonna see all those great results right away, and your body's not gonna transform right away. It's okay to take your time, but remember, it's not about the time you're taking, it's about the things that you changing, the changes that you're making to get those results. But you need to be patient. Things won't happen overnight. And the last tip is get back up when you fall down. Everybody relapses, but some people relapse more often than other people. Don't be afraid. Start over. Get back into the gym. If you miss 1 week, 2 weeks, if you miss a month, if you stop coming for 6 months, if it's a year, if it's 5 years, don't be ashamed. Don't let the demon of laziness get you and keep you down. You have the power to start over again. So get back up and continue. So those are the tips. I hope you like these tips. Please share this wonderful video with people who needs this information and who needs to be motivated. Share it with your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friend, your neighbor, whoever you know that needs this information to lose the weight and get motivated to start a program. So thank you so much for continuing following us, and I'll be tuning in next week for more great interviews and information like this one. And remember, stay mentally and physically healthy.